The Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship returns here to Brands Hatch for round 2. This time, though, we're on the full-length GP circuit, and they go way out in the trees behind me. The weather's great, and if the first round here was anything to go by, this weekend is going to be a cracker. Over 30 crews have entered for the season, and around the Indy circuit at Brands, you can see just how closely they bunched up. Tim Reeves on local ground here, pretty much from the off stamped his authority. It was always going to be a tough fight with the Birchells, and as you could see, the Birchells number 16 tucked in there behind, but Reevesy absolutely incredible. Andy Peach as well, another local guy, gave a truly first-class account of himself. The Scot all the way down from north of the border, Scott Lorry on the black and green outfit, fought hard throughout the day in both races. A capacity crowd here at BSB, of course, always inspires people to ride, and it certainly proved to be the case. Out in front, though, the Birchall brothers scrapping as hard as they could. Pole position man Barry James and Scott Lorry locked in a titanic struggle. Scott Lorry getting the better of Barry James. The onboard footage from Tim Reeves and Gregory Clues, just terrific. You can see there how hard the passenger was working. Barry James's race came to an end as he spun out into the gravel, so it was all over for him, his pole position counting for nothing. First win then went to the number 77 outfit of Tim Reeves and Gregory Clues, just laying down a marker for the rest of the season. The second race was a catastrophic affair for Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson. Their engine blew up within yards of the start line, a huge cloud of smoke. It was all over for them. Business as usual, though, for Tim Reeves. He was out in front. The Birchells, with a fair bit of work to do, were coming under pressure from Scott Lorry and James Leave, the pair from north of the border, giving a good account of themselves on that extremely quick outfit. Pole position man Barry James again, a DNF, did not finish, so a 0 points haul for him. Young Ben Holland's passenger, hand in the air there as they make room. Rick Lawrence, the passenger to Roger Lovelock on the green outfit, performing wild antics as they tried to get past, and they did successfully make a pass stick at Paddock Hill Bend. Roger Lovelock going great guns, scything through the traffic though. Greg Clues' head almost on the tarmac gave the crowds, and us, I have to say, a thrilling afternoon. A coming together between the outfits of Gordon Shand and Ian Drown brought a premature end, and this was the incident that brought out the red flag. It was a double then for Tim Reeves. Neither of those guys was seriously injured. Well, that's the Indy circuit for you. Lap times, of course, very fast indeed. The full-length Grand Prix circuit takes a little over a minute and a half. So let's jump on board and take a look out in the trees. We're riding with Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, and no one knows Brands Hatch better than the local man. And Reevesy very fast down here. Listen to the revs as they go down and up towards Druids. We've got a nose cam on here. Terrific shot. Listen to the gear changes. Feeding the power in out of Druids down towards the left-hander, holding third gear down here at Graham Hill Bend. And this is where it gets interesting, staying as tight right as he can for the sweep at Surtees before he gets all the power on. Listen to the gear changing. 6 gears in the box on the Honda. And out on one of the quickest parts of the circuit, under the bridge. Top gear here. Down we go. 4th. Holding it round here, 4th gear. Up towards Westfield. This stunning scenery at Brands Hatch on the long Grand Prix circuit. Down the dip. Tim Reeves pushing really hard. The Honda running at something between 10 and 12,000 revs when it's buzzing hard. And now through Dingle Dell. Renamed Barry Sheen. And now coming down towards Clearways, under the bridge, onto the old arena, back onto the start, finish straight, nailing it down here, keeping the front as tight as possible. It's trying to step away to the left, up through the gearbox, hooking top just about here. Well, that's a lap of one of the prettiest circuits in the country. All of the riders absolutely love it. But they won't have time to look at the scenery. It's now time for the shootout for the final grid positions. They're going qualifying. Long course or short course, it doesn't matter. A good start is essential here at Brands. If you can get into Druids in the first 6, you're doing well. And from the outset, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence made their intentions very, very clear. The pair from the West Country pushing very hard. They're consistent. Phil Bell, too, he had a good... The Irishman, number 90, John Clark, had overheating problems in free practice, but he seems to have put that behind him. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson, very consistent as well, pushed as hard as they could. Barry James and Jamie Wynn sporting new bodywork after a monster crash in Germany in the World Championship round. Young Ben Holland and Lee Watson into the pits, having scrubbed in a tyre. They're ready to go to lay some good times down. Scott Lorry, James Neve were very quick as well, but the man who was setting the standard, looking towards the pole position time, former world champion, the man leading the series, Tim Reeves, Greg Clues were impeccable. Pole man last time out, Barry James and Jamie Wynn, runner-up spot for them, but it's still a front row. You can see the guys down there. Good showing from Ben Holland and Lee Watson there on row 2. The Scott Lorry on row 3, you can see, bad start actually for his standards. Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence, back on the 4th row. The rest of the field string out behind. Brian Gray from High Wycombe, the veteran, crashed heavily, so he won't be making the grid. Cable, Robinson also out. Robinson involved in that crash. We're about to go racing here. The temperature has dropped dramatically, and with a crammed grid going back 10 rows or more, the start's going to be really, really interesting. There are some people going to be starting this race with a lot to prove. Andy Peach on the 2nd row is playing catch-up, as indeed is Barry James, who's alongside our pole position man. Scott Lorry went very, very well here at the opening round here at Brands, so a fair bit to do. But of course, our pole position man, multi-champion Tim Reeves, I doubt if he'll be making many mistakes off the line. There's a lot to go for. How they get away from this situation is unbelievable. When the lights change, there's a blind sprint uphill towards Paddock Hill Bend, and it drops away. I'm going to make myself very scarce. They've got work to do. The first of 3 races on the programme. This one should have taken place yesterday, but that big incident meant that it was postponed, so we get the benefit of all 3 races on today's race programme, and it's a short, sharp dash of 5-lapper. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson going round the outside of Tim Reeves, getting a bit of a shove alongside me, former racer Roger Body. He's getting used to a different chair. He's in the commentator's chair with me, and already, Roger, I can see you twitching. They're going for it, aren't they?
I don't think Mr. Reeves will like that. With Andy giving him a nudge into paddock, he won't like that at all. Well, and he's damaged wheel arch, look.
Yeah, we've said, haven't we, that this is his home circuit. He considers this home domain. Tim Reeves, then. Here is Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson holding the chair.
You're going to see it again now, look.
Round the outside. Round the outside, he's cut the nose off of Tim Reeves. A bit of a touch, you can see Tim Reeves shoving up the inside, but really, Andy driving hard. And at this moment in time, Reevesy then fighting back round the outside, but Andy Peach has got it. What great stuff.
Very good, really, really good. Hard from Andy.
Greg Clues, the rear end of Gregory Clues as he sticks his backside over the rumble strip. In 3rd place, it's Barry James and James Wynn. There, Phil Bell, number 8. Phil Bell gave a good account of himself in the opening round as well, came away with a good point score. Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence on the green number 49 outfit. We're expecting big things from them, but look at Andy Peach. He's putting the 2nd place front row man, Barry James, into some sort of perspective. They virtually share an awning, so they're best of buddies in the paddock. But once the lights go, they're on track. Different story, eh?
Absolutely, absolutely. Be interested to see how Barry goes this week. All his troubles last, the last round.
Well, here we are, as I said, sporting new livery. Scott Lorry and James Neve the very tall, agile James Neve, the passenger there on that black outfit. So we've got 4 outfits within 25 yards of each other. But look at the Scotsman going up the inside. If he can, he's going to show his front end to Barry James. And Tim Reeves is not getting away from Andy Peach. This is close stuff, dramatic racing. Fantastic stuff on the big circuit here at Brands. Talk us round here.
And no, I was going to say different riding skills around paddock. All 4 riders there are totally different round paddock fence. Interesting, yeah. It's really strange to see. And Timmy's getting away, really.
Well, I think it's fair to say, you know, a sidecar outfit's not the narrowest thing in the world, is it? So they've got to have different lines if they're going to make a pass sneak. Roger Lovelock, we're riding with now. Camera firmly planted on the sidecar. Looking ahead, Barry James coming up the inside of Andy Peach and going through. So the number 4 outfit of Peach and Richardson down in 3rd.
Second. Such a difficult place to pass as well.
Well, it was a good pass. He made it stick, and now he's away. Can he wind in? This is the race leader then, Tim Reeves. Already 2 wins under his belt. Maximum points tally in the championship so far for the reigning champion, the multi-world champion. Barry James took his first pole position at Brands here last time out, and we know how quick he is, and he's right on the back. And he's with Reeves. He's right on the back. There's a battle going on for 3rd place as well, as Scott Laurie is trying to wind in Andy Peach. Now let's have a look. This is Tim Reeves' bend, Paddock Hill bend, and James is up the inside and gives him a little nudge. He slides across. I'm not sure if there was contact, but it was close. We've got a new race leader, Barry James. James win on the Santander Salt bike. They haven't had time to get the graphics on it yet because it's had new bodywork after this big crash in Germany. This the battle for 5th and 6th. Ahead of us, young Ben Holland and Lee Watson, 2 of the up-and-coming youngsters who rode so well in the opening round, doing it again here. Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence taking a look at Surtees up the inside, and they're through. So 5th place now for Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence. They openly confessed to having the biggest combined age of any crew in the paddock, a combined age well in excess of 90 years. So it just goes to show age is no barrier in this sport, Roger.
I bet they'd like to be younger though. But I was going to say, poor old Roger Lovelock always qualifies. He's a slow qualifying, and he spends the race, you know, coming through the field. And I'm sure we'll see him get on the back of Scott Laurie.
Well, he's developing his speed, but this is the battle for the race lead. Barry James and James Wynn on the Suzuki out there. That, our lady passenger, Carol McBride with Ian Guy in the all-white outfit. Now just look at that. This, not for the faint-hearted, never mind a lady, doing a great job, much respected lady passenger. And just look how she's working. 2 lady passengers actually in the series. Carol McBride, one of them. The race lead though, back with Tim Reeves. Is he sandbagging? Is he sandbagging?
I don't know. I'd like to think he wasn't, but you don't know with Timmy. He may just be playing around with them. But they look as if they're on the pace, otherwise the other 2 would be back with them, I would have thought.
Well, our timing screen tells us that they're very much on the pace, so they're really not holding anything back. Certainly race leader there, Phil Bell, the number 8 outfit. Phil Bell and Ashley Hawes, 7th in the British Championship 2010, so they know what it's all about. They also know what Brands Hatch is all about. Number 4, 4th in the race, number 4 on the bike. Andy Peach, he's got some making up to do because of that big blow-up last time out here, so he could do with the points, as indeed could the man leading the race who came here with 0. Barry James, no points at all. It's difficult, Roger, to play catch-up, isn't it?
Definitely, but I mean, he's just got to get no DNFs now and win some races, which it looks like he's going to do.
Well, it's a short race, and he's well poised, well positioned now, unless we suspected Tim Reeves might have something in his back pocket. It remains to be seen. But a good scrap here going on too for the 3rd place.
I'm sure Andy would love to get that 3rd place, but Scott Laurie looks as if he's getting away from him.
Over the line again then. A little under 2.5 miles of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit to do. And now the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We're going to see whether number 77, Tim Reeves, has got anything left. 3rd, 4th. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson sweep round. Look at the wheel in the air. The whole outfit trying to turn turtle here. Reevesy pushing hard. There's absolutely nothing in it between these two now. Round 30s they go, out into the country for this time. Phil Bell, Ashley Hawes going well. John Clark, the Ulsterman, riding a good race, and just look how close everybody is. This has been a terrific race. The fact that it is, Roger, a 5-lap dash means they haven't really got strung out.
No, I mean, I think they're all pretty close anyway, but what was fascinating about Barry James there, for a youngster, he's holding Timmy off. I don't know whether you saw it. He held the tight line all the way around paddock, all the way around the left-hander. He's giving Timmy nowhere to go. That is racecraft,
And he's learned his racecraft. They're back on the way down now. Once they get through here, it's the sprint down under the bridge into Clearways. And for those of us down in the arena area, we can hear the engines at this point coming out of the woods. They're streaming through fast and furious here on the last lap, then, I remind you. So a little over a quarter of a lap to do for these two. Barry James, James Wynn, holding it from Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, round Clearways, driving as hard as he can. A sprint to the line. The former world champion is right there in the wheel tracks. Clenched fists in the air from Barry James' pit crew. The checkered flag, a terrific win in the opening race here at Brands. Well, you can see their excitement, and why not? Why not? Tim Reeves then beaten on home soil for the first time since Steve Webster did it. Confirmed third place for Scott Lorry and James Neve. Andy Peach will be pleased with fourth, but he would have loved a podium. Fifth for Lovelock and Lawrence. The youngsters Holland and Watson, Bell Hawes did very well too. A disappointing ride there for young Kershaw on the Suzuki. Tail end Charlie, but believe you me, there's a lot more to come from that young man. Tim, a good race from pole position, but 5 laps, it was all over like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Barry rode flipping well, didn't he? You know, he's, what can you say? I got beat. It's fair and square, and yeah, I'll have to try a bit harder next time, won't I?
Well, that's a great attitude. It's great for the sport. I mean, it just shows you, whilst you're the best, you're a multi-champion, you're not invincible.
No, definitely, I'm human, aren't I? I'm there to be beaten, aren't I? But it won't happen again. We'll be back in a minute, and yeah, we'll be right. The next one's a bit longer race, isn't it? And he's a bit lively, like Albaz. He's I don't know if he'll have a rear tyre left after 4 or 5 or 6 laps, so yeah, we'll be right. We'll just pester him.
Barry James, Jamie Wynn, absolutely phenomenal. A 5-lap dash, you needed some points, you got them all.
Yeah, we got everything. Points, we got them on the board, we're back in the race, I think.
You do know, don't you, that the last time Tim Reeves was beaten on home ground was by Steve Webster?
Well, that's a good thing to know, yeah, that'll be right.
Brilliant. Jamie, for you, I mean, it was a quick, short, sharp race. Was the heart pumping?
It certainly was, yeah. To start with, I thought we'd actually made a mistake with the start, a slow start, but we clawed him back for the win. Well chuffed to beat him at his home circuit.